as long as I could remember, I realized God was there and believed there was a God. But I chose to live my life the way I wanted to.
Oh.
And I hate to compare it to a song, but Running in the Wind by Bob Seger is
Yep.
the way I felt I was living life, just as fast and hard as I could. And I didn't always do things right. I guess I grew up in the Methodist Church. I was confirmed. Morris Kildall, Humboldt, Iowa, back in the day. He was the reverend. But as a young man, I was angry at God because I was really a sick kid. I was in the hospital a lot, had allergies, asthma. My one left arm is deformed and blah, blah, blah. But I can remember being in bed, being sick with asthma or I don't know what, and talking to God and telling him I was pissed off. And I think that's okay, but you can't just run away from him because I honestly believe if you know who God is, he'll come after you. I really believe he will. Like most people, I always relied on God when I got in trouble or something came up that I couldn't control, and always begged for help. There was 2 or 3 times in my life where I thought I had given up and surrendered to the Lord and tried to live life the way he wanted me to, but I just couldn't do it. I'd always grab it back and try to live it the way I wanted to, and until I came back from a job overseas in November of 2007. Overseas, it was just a vicious cycle. I was in trouble. I was doing 2 things. 3 things. I was working 40 hours a week, exercising, becoming fit, and drinking 5 or 6 days a week. So, I saw that cycle that I couldn't get. I was riding a bike and couldn't get off. And the only reason I came back was Mary Jo and I were on the phone, and she said, "Do you love me?" And I said, "Yes." And I came home. And from that point on, there was complete surrender to the Lord. And it was not easy.
Right.
I mean, the road was tough. My family was already pretty much in disarray.
Yeah.
And it just shows what the Lord can do because it's come back together. And they're my legacy.
What do you tell your grandkids about living as Christians?
I don't talk to them enough about it, I don't believe. I think what I live by example. I hope they follow my example, especially the last few years. But you can learn by others' mistakes.
Yeah.
Grandpa's.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it all. I mean, I think I chased money and things and, as many other gods or the flesh as long as I could, or I did, and nothing fixed me except surrender and the Lord. I mean, now it's the Lord, family, and country. I realized that I wouldn't be perfect and that I didn't have to live the way the world wanted me to. And I realized how much more important God and family ever were.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you take a lot for granted in life.
Yeah.
And it's not always going to be there, the things you love, that's for sure. I'm just so grateful for him dying on the cross and for grace. And every day, I have to surrender. And some days life is too fast and I don't sit down, pray, listen to scripture, and read for a minute every morning. I try to do that every morning. And I feel and surrender the day that it's His. But the days that I don't do that, I get in trouble. It's just like scripture, John 15. I feel like I sever the branch and I try to live it
Right.
without the vine.
Right.
And it doesn't work. Don't think I'm perfect by any means. We only get one day, and I'm glad of that.
Right. Right.
Because hopefully there's enough time in the day I can correct the mistakes. But I think we're talking about on cell today. Sometimes you just feel so good for doing something good for the Lord, That feeling is almost euphoric sometimes. I'm not saying it is, it's just about being selfless. I think the word I would use is surrender yourself to the Lord, not to the culture or the world, because there is so much pressure for young adults and teenagers and to live like the world and the culture wants you to. Especially social media, it's right there all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really not what life is about. So I guess I know His power, and I totally believe that He works miracles. And I'm so glad that part of Him lives inside of me.